ही है
Uh,
केतन। मेन ग्रुप से मेन आईडी से अवेलेबल होगा, आई थिंक ये भी दिखा था पीछे को।
Okay. Hi, Ketan. You there?
वो बीमार है।
Actually,
ठीक है.
he is, I
Anyways,
think, a
so
bit sick,
he
so
was
that's why he's not.
expecting that. Okay, okay, cool. So basically, he was expecting that we would have a session about getting started with hackathon. So मेरा reaction उस पे सिर्फ एक ही था, don't get started with hacker rank, not hackathon. Sorry. So actually, I wanted to talk to you about career development in tech. So, एक second. Let me. Well, it's not a PPT. It's just a list of things I want to talk to you guys. तो इसको रख सकते हैं ना यार, बता दो कि इंटरेक्टिव रख सकते हैं ना इसको, बिकॉज आई वाज एक्सपेक्टिंग कि ये पूरा इंटरेक्टिव होगा. इट्स जस्ट अ कन्वर्सेशन.
Yeah,
ऐसे
sure.
बोलते नहीं रह सकते ना इस चीज पे.
Yes, they keep it interactive in language.
आप स्टार्ट करो, वो वी विल मेक इट।
हाँ, जस्ट अ मिनट. ये तो यार सबसे पहले मतलब आई हैव इंट्रोड्यूस्ड माय सेल्फ यार. मुकुल, तुम बताओ यार अपने बारे में.
हेलो
एनीवन हु इज
एवरीवन,
नॉट
दिस इज मुकुल।
हेजिटेंट टू स्पीक हियर.
हेलो एवरीवन, दिस इज मुकुल
क्या
कुजूर।
करते हो फ्री टाइम में?
फ्री टाइम में अभी तो मैं एक्सप्लोर कर रहा हूँ। वैसे तो स्किल सेट इम्प्रूव करने के अलावा मैं फिटनेस पे थोड़ा काम। बहुत ज़्यादा हालत ख़राब हो गई थी पिछले साल में।
ओके,
ये
ठीक
हमारी
है.
पॉलिसी
एंड
होती है।
पूजा, व्हाट अबाउट?
हेलो।
हेलो. हाँ ठीक है यार, मतलब whoever can speak, just a icebreaker. हेलो.
कैश कैश।
ठीक है यार,
Yes.
काफी रेस्पेक्ट हो यार. ठीक है, शुरू करते हैं. ठीक है यार. So first thing I wanted to talk to you guys was about what is engineering to you. Anyone? भाई सही में मतलब ऐसा क्यों कर रहे हो यार?
For me, I think it is a hustle.
Okay, that is a good word to explain a lot of it. And who is not from ABS IT? यहाँ क्या मतलब आई थिंक 2020 में शुरू हुआ था ना कॉलेज सबका.
2021 में।
But
2021 में. ओके. हाँ, ये दिक्कत है यार. वी हैव वेंट एवर मैट. ठीक है. तो यार बेसिकली लेट मी जस्ट बी थ्रू एंड लेट मी जस्ट बी ट्रांसपेरेंट, एंड जितना मैं बदतमीज हो सकता हूँ टू क्रिटिसाइज अ फ्यू थिंग्स, आई वुड बी हियर. ठीक है. तो आई डोंट नो व्हाट इज द एक्सपीरियंस विद यू गाइस, एज यू आर फ्रॉम ABS IT and others also who are not from ABS IT. So I assume that they are from AKTU, right?
right.
गाइस एटलीस्ट मैसेज तो कर दो यार. मेरी पूरी प्रेजेंटेशन ऐसे इंटरेक्शन पे बेस्ड है. ठीक है. तो I had friends in all the colleges of AKTU, most of the colleges. So I interacted with them, and that is being followed in India. So if you guys don't do anything, if you guys, it's really cool that you guys have created such a community, Abilify, and you guys are just pinging someone and asking them to just communicate and and just giving you advices, and that's how you are creating your own network, that I see, and this will help you a long way in your internships and jobs. So that is really cool. So when I was in this first year and second year, so what used to happen that if it was kind of a BSc college, it was like science. So teachers would come and they would just write it down on the blackboard or explain a bit, and we were expected to make notebooks also. So is it still same?
Kind of in
It
first year,
is
same.
same.
Okay, so what is different in second year?
In second year, there's little bit of
Are you
relaxation.
guys being pushed towards doing something unique or
नहीं नहीं
like
I
that,
think
apart from
जैसे
the
I think
I
जैसे
think in
आप बता
second
रहे हो.
year, our HODs encourage us little bit, but yeah.
I think it's just us who don't follow what they do say or do what we want actually to do.
okay. हाँ तो यस तो यार आई थिंक सब मतलब ऐसे कम्युनिटीज में जा रहे हैं, तो आई थिंक दैट्स अ फेज दैट यू हैव क्रॉस्ड दिस milestone where your engineering is not just a course. So that is really a good thing, and that's a big milestone actually. From my batch also, I know around 60% of people, they haven't crossed this milestone. So really good of you guys. But here, sorry for this, but I know that your Abilify does this thing that that is searching the opportunities in market, like your internships and your jobs. Okay, so I appreciate that you are searching internships. That is one thing that will change your perspective, that will change the knowledge, how much you know about the market and everything. So second thing is, why your parents sent you to an engineering college. So that was just a simple, plain, bold answer. That was job security. Okay. All the goals in your minds are about job security. Okay. And these colleges also, you know, what are they advertising? They are advertising about 100% placements and all this. Okay. So first of all, when you work for job security, you are creating, you are placing yourself in a mediocre zone. Okay. So right now, how many guys have you done internships in some startup or something? ओके, हाय कनिष्क, तो बता सकते हो क्या कहाँ पे इंटर्नशिप करी आपने?
या हे गाइस,
एंड
कनिष्क दिस साइड। एक्चुअली मैंने इंटर्नशिप करी है, एक तो कोडेट में करी थी। ठीक है, कोडेट इज अ यंग स्टार्टअप एंड आई एम अ ग्रोथ चीफ ग्रोथ ऑफिसर एट बास्केट ऑफ फाइनेंस। आई
ओके,
कंट्रीब्यूट
एंड
आई
आदित्य,
कंट्रीब्यूटेड ओवर देयर।
सॉरी,
या मेरी जो पहली इंटर्नशिप थी वो कोडेट में थी। उससे पहले मैंने काफी मार्केटिंग की इंटर्नशिप करी थी, बिकॉज लाइक व्हेन आई स्टार्टेड माय जर्नी, तो वहाँ पे लाइक इतना कोई गाइडेंस में था नहीं। तो जब गाइडेंस नहीं होती तो आप जो मिल रहा होता आप कर रहे होते। तो मैं भी वही था, मैं भी जो चीजें मिल रही थी बस मैं कर रहा था। और करते करते फिर एक दिन मेरे को लाइक
there's nothing, yeah, you were exploring. So there's something exactly like this which I wanted to talk to you guys. Okay. So basically, when you think of job security, you don't think of startups. Actually, you might think of startups, but those would be funded startups where you would want your handsome packages and you won't be fired, something like that. Right. So, Ganesh, can you tell me that after you joined that internship, so before or after that, no matter it was an engineering internship or it was a marketing internship, so did your perspective change or something like you still want to, are you still the person, or do you still have the same knowledge base as you had before?
no, I'm not a same person as I was before 1 year ago. Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
there is a drastic change in me. I observed myself and others observed that too. Okay. So yeah, about the knowledge base, I increased my knowledge base in 1 year, you can imagine, but like it's a drastic.
Yeah, okay. So good, yeah. तो basically मैं अपना experience share करता हूँ. So job security is the one thing that is being pushed to you at every point of your career. Okay, so I was searching for jobs in a startup, and that time, in last 2020. So there's in last of 2019 actually. So there was this thing that economic slowdown is coming. So Vipin Rai sir, actually, I was very close to him, so I used to interact. So he just asked me कि you are कि तू किसी भी placement में क्यों नहीं बैठ रहा है, and at least एक job offer तो रहेगा. So there was a company, its name KSolves. I don't know if it still comes to APSIT or not. Okay, so that was a company, and for the job security, I took that offer, and it was a service-based company first of all. So I took that offer, and I was still searching for jobs in startups because that only one thing I had in mind was that job security is not the one thing I am searching here. Okay, so I wanted to do something kind of cool. Okay, so uh, the joining date came, and APSIT also forced, and you are being forced to join these companies because your college has a relationship manager that maintains a relationship with all these companies. So I was the only one that who was selected in a case also. I told them that I'm not going to join this. So that was a question for relationship. So they just brainwashed me that it's a good company, and so that's the thing, that bracket, about from 5 lakhs to 7 lakhs. That's the package being offered from these companies. Okay. So these are the service based companies. So you would be lured into this thing. Okay. And one thing I should tell you guys that this 5 lakh or 7 lakhs, you guys would work a lot, your worth would be a lot than that. Okay, but still, colleges which are tier 2, tier 3 colleges, okay, that would push you towards this sector. Okay, and only one word, don't. So that was the first day. So let me just tell you guys that if you are thinking in that direction, okay, I might add TCS and Infosys also in this spectrum. No matter it's TCS Ninja and TCS Digital, they are two posts for TCS. So one is for, I think, 4 lakhs, around 3.5 and 4, and another one is about 7 and 7.5. So everyone tends to choose that 7 bracket, but that's not something you guys should be looking for. So why that I would just come to that shortly. Okay, so guys, this engineering, that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing you have enrolled yourself into. Okay, so first of all, engineering seems like that you have a lot to learn. But the truth is that you don't have to learn anything. Okay, so you can actually, you are not supposed to learn anything right now. Okay, so in engineering, most of the successful engineers I have met, so they have just learned how to learn. Okay, so there's a joke, I think most of you guys have heard, that engineering can be anything after he graduates out of there, right? So that's basically the same thing, that engineers are polished like that due to circumstances or the situations that have been thrown onto engineers, that they are uh, designed to just overcome anything. They are designed to solve problems. But from last about 10 years, this thing is happening, that the second point, this job security, that has just brainwashed us, and we are not problem solvers anymore. Okay, so let me just give example of engineers. So in about 2000, do you guys remember any engineers from your colony or any of your neighborhood? How good were they? So most of them were mechanical engineers. Okay, they earned well. But what happened? This drastic changes in the industry. They polished out all the mechanical engineers. Knows an engineer?
यही
They
रहता
have
हूँ।
upskilled themselves.
Sorry.
आपने पूछा क्या था, मतलब हम जानते तो हैं बहुत सारा, बहुत रिलेशन में है।
क्वेश्चन वाज कि जो 2000 वाले पूरे डेकेड में इंजीनियर्स थे,
हम्म,
ठीक है, दे वर मैकेनिकल इंजीनियर्स, बट जब मैकेनिकल इंजीनियर्स का डिमांड कम हुई मार्केट में, तो व्हाट डिड द स्मार्ट इंजीनियर्स डिड, वर दे जस्ट सिटिंग एट होम बिकॉज दे कुड नॉट फाइंड एनी जॉब इन मैकेनिकल सेक्टर.
हम्म। या उन्होंने मतलब एज फार एज आई नो, काफी सारे ने तो कोर्स किए वो आईटी में शिफ्ट।
Yeah, not just IT. Actually, when we do engineering from IT, we learn to code. Okay, and we have a mindset that that's how much is my price, and I have to work for someone for this much money. Okay, but those guys went a step forward. Yeah. Okay, so most of the data analytics, the senior ones you see right now, they are not computer science graduates. When you step into industry, you will see those mechanical engineers, those civil engineers, those chemical engineers. So they are ruling. Actually, they are leading the data industry in India. So that's the thing. They learned that thing at that time. Ragging was one thing which was very prevalent in colleges, but right now it's not like that. So problem solving, we have lagged in problem solving, and it's a brief that I think that engineering is not just about a course where you have to learn what your professors ask you to do. You don't have to submit the I mean, I'm not saying that you don't submit assignments, but I'm saying that it's not a course where you are supposed to submit assignments. It's not a course where you have to just keep going to college just to listen to those people. Those people graduated in 95, 96, and it's not right to say that, but yeah, these people are outdated. Then they can share wisdom with you, okay, but they can't share knowledge with you right now. And the one thing which I'm saying here, that does not means that you don't hear what your professor have to say. You don't have to listen when your professor teaches you database. But the thing is, the way they will teach you a database. So database is one of the most beautiful subject. Okay, you guys will think data structure and algorithm is the most beautiful subject, but even more beautiful is database. So second year guys, have you studied database as of now? Not yet. Okay.
भैया
So,
अभी एग्जाम दे के आ रहा हूँ.
acha, okay. So, do you remember what is acid properties of database? Matlab, you don't have to explain yes or no.
या आई नो एसेट प्रॉपर्टी.
मतलब अच्छे से.
हाँ हाँ, अच्छे से चार ही तो वो हैं एसेट, मतलब
हाँ,
चार ही तो है.
ठीक है. So, do you know Oracle के अगर documents में जाओगे, you can find thousands and thousands of pages just explaining those four properties. या फिर ओरेकल की जो उनकी इंटरनेट जो भी उनका एक तरह से लाइब्रेरी है जो उनकी, ठीक है. सो एसिड इज अ वेरी बिग थिंग, बट टू बी ऑनेस्ट लेट मी कन्फेस, जब मैं इंटरव्यू दे रहा था आई डिड नॉट नो एसिड प्रॉपर्टीज, क्योंकि 2 साल हो गए थे यार. The way they taught us, we did not know b plus tree, how database work. We don't know how indexing actually is working at the core of database. So those are the things you have to learn. You have to learn the basics, okay. But I think that our education system lags in that thing. So we already talked how engineering is a problem solving crash course, okay. So it teaches you every thing how to solve problems, and you have to become solvers, okay. So just a few points which come into my mind when we say talk about this problem solving crash course. So can someone just tell me what is tinkering, if anyone knows? Hello. Okay. So, you must have heard of something like Tinker Labs. So, Tinker Labs is a initiative that was run by Government of India. So, tinkering, guys, basically it's just a thing that when you were a kid, just a kid. So, you must have got a car with motor. and you took out that motor and you made a fan out of it. Anyone did that, guys? Yeah. So Pooja did, Utsav did. So that was the first step of tinkering. But right now, if you get a toy, what would you do? Now you have grown up. Would you dare to plug that motor out of that car? I guess no, we won't. Okay, so that's a one thing that our parents, our teachers, and this whole society that pushes us into that direction that you don't have to tinker at things around you. Okay, you don't have to play beyond a boundary. Okay, so that things comes into our mindset. So when we are in engineering, okay, so what we do that okay, so here is our books. Here are the books. Okay, here is the laptop, and I have to open a book. Maybe what that can be. That is your. I think who's that guy? Let us see with Yashwant something. Not sure. I forgot that name. So here is a book. I have to read and I have to write that code in my laptop. Okay, so that's what we do. Or we are moving some step ahead. The common human tendency. Yes or no, guys? Hello.
Yes, yes.
हाँ, so basically ठीक है यार, नहीं बोल रहे हो तुम लोग. तो basically, as commonly people are not tinkering with things. So what is tinkering basically? Uh, what are the operating systems you guys are using? Uh, Raise hand for Windows and raise hand for Windows. Anyone? Okay. Windows. Okay, so I think around 50% of you are using Windows, and anyone here using Linux? Anyone?
Occasionally when it's needed.
Okay, so that's a okay. So tinkering. When I say tinkering, so the first step in engineering, a computer science engineer should take in when he's going on the way to tinker things. So that is stop using Windows. Okay. So Windows is a stable thing. Okay. So Windows offers you everything on a golden palette. So you can just use it throughout. Okay. So I would say start using Linux right now. We will talk about that Linux shortly. Why Linux? Why not Windows as it? Okay. So now here's the thing: how to tinker. That's a uh, this what is this presentation about? This about career development in tech. Okay, so let me just rephrase myself that you don't have to follow right now anyone. Okay, anyone, not any book, not me, not any influencer you will get on YouTube. So you have to tinker things around you. So what is tinkering? So I think most of you guys will start coding now, or you have already started coding. So you got a question. So you got a question somehow. Okay. So that question says that there are two variables, and you have to swap the values of those variables. Okay. So now a right mindset, a normal mindset, that's not actually right. So you would just brainstorm on that problem, and you will solve that problem. So what's the problem in that approach? That you guys have become followers. You are not tinkerers now. So what a tinkerer would do. So once he has solved that problem, he will go a step ahead. He will see what are the other approaches it can be done, and how my approach was not good. Okay, so he can also go forward from that thing. Okay, so that's how a tinkering works. Efforts to go a step ahead, and and solve other problems or create problems, even create problems. Okay, so A third thing, small problems around you would teach you tech. That's a thing which you should uh, l- just remember by heart throughout your engineering. Okay, so some things like I don't remember those website right now. Okay, so there was a guy who was getting failed each and every year. He used to get 2-3 bags in every sem. So I'm not sure. I would just Google what was that website. uh, Not remembering it. So anyways, so what he did about that. So he always knew that past 3 years of question papers, if you just solve past 3 years of your question papers, that would guarantee that you would at least pass. So he created a website where everyone used to solve those question papers, 3 years of question paper, just post it, and they were giving, I think, at that time, this is around 2018. After 2018, I even stopped solving those question papers also. So the solvers were paid around 100 rupees for each solutions at that time. So that's how, small, that was not a small problem for him, but as of scale we see that's a small problem, that a person is not finding some question papers of past 3 years. Okay, so he created a solution. Okay, and the fun thing about that guy, I met him in a meetup in Gurgaon, I think. So that guy told me he did not know coding, but he was just adamant about solving that problem, that I need 3 years of question paper, and if I'm facing this problem, I should not face, no one else should face this problem. So that's how he just started learning, he started to learn code, and he created a good thing. I think that is blocked, or he's just busy in his job or something, but I cannot find that website now. Okay, so tinkerers. Is everyone clear who is a tinkerer? Anyone who is not, or anyone want to ask something? I used to solve 3 year of question paper. Just actually, I used to solve one question paper and read other two just to get past. But I rarely did that also. Yep. So, non-tinkerers. Let me just tell you the definition of non-tinkerers. Non-tinkerers would be the person who would just, learn from the notebooks, who would read books, who would just be good at their exams, who would score about 9 GPA. Okay, who would be the cream layers, who would be, the good students of your college. Okay, so those students would be the non-tinkerers. Okay, so actually, the thing about non-tinkerers is that they have a aged life. Okay, so there is nothing bad about that. Most of not you actually. You guys have joined this meet, so I suppose that you are not the guys who have been pushed into engineering. So engineering is a thing where it is job that parents push students, their children into this engineering. So yeah, there might be some engineers who are pushed and they don't want to. They are not happy in this world of problem solving and this world of creation. So they might be the non-tinkerers. They are here to do bare minimum. Okay, so by bare minimum, they are just doing everything. They would get a good job. I'm not saying that they don't get settled or something, but they get a good job, and that's how the world works. So let me just say the non-tinkerers are the guys you will see in TCS, Infosys, Global Logic, and all the service-based companies, and KSOLs, any companies you can think of. Most of the companies that come into this tier 2 and tier 3 colleges. Okay, so you know how the work is done here. So service sector, that's the most toxic job you can ever do in your life. Okay, so actually there would be a 3 year of training. Okay, so between that year, three or not 3 years, sorry, 3 months of training. So in that training, all you guys would be taught is how to follow, how to not think, how to not question, Just you have to listen to your superiors, and your superiors will be the person who have no life left, and they are just in that same company from last 9 to 10 people. When you look at their face, and they are just like that, they have forgot how to laugh or something. Okay, so it's kind of a depressed environment. uh, Trust me guys, if you are on this path, just leave this path, and trust me, do something and don't land in this space. If you are a person who loves to create, if you are a person who wants to make big in his life, don't land in this path. Okay, so
You're
this
talking about
service based sector.
service sector, the service based company.
Yes, yes. Okay. So I actually I've seen this only for one day. So when I was forced, I went to the office, and they asked me for some documents. So that was not kind of a working day, but I talked to certain people, and that time I took out phone from my pocket, and I called. I think Niti ma'am. She is still in APS IT. So she was a relationship manager, corporate relationship manager. So I called her and I told her कि अब नहीं होगा. तो then also she talked me into that. एक दो दिन देखो ठीक हो जाता है, and मतलब उन्होंने force किया था, तो मैंने बताना सही समझा कि नहीं होगा मुझसे, I cannot be in this place. So that was the only one day I went there. So I left it at that day itself. So that's how service based works. Also, people are happy. Let's not judge them. And the good thing about these service sectors is, you only have to work a limited amount of time. Okay, so you just have to stay till 8, and after that, maybe it is flood in clients servers, or whatever the problem your client is facing, you can just leave the office. Okay, so there's no kind of you don't have to be fire brigade for someone. You just have to do your job, and that's it, and you are all clear. So second thing, Abilify is working to get you guys better opportunities from market. Okay, so now let's not just talk about a service-based sector, but there's a glorified sector that is product-based companies. So everyone is clear about what are the product-based companies, guys. Hands ही raise कर दो यार. Okay, so not sure about that. So Utsav, let me just divide every company, every tech company, into two things. So one would be TCS. So TCS does not have a product of itself. Okay, see, TCS is a great company. TCS was a great company, which about 10 years ago. Okay, but right now they haven't innovated enough. Okay, so they don't have a product. So what they do is that if you have a work, maybe you are a bank. Okay, so as a bank, you don't want a tech team. You cannot handle a tech team. So what you would do, you would go to TCS and you will say that I have a tech problem, and can you solve that tech problem? That tech problem can be maintaining a website. Okay, so they will just go to them. They will ask them if you can solve this tech problem. So TCS would say, yeah, we can solve this tech problem. So for solving this tech problem, we would need at least 20 people working every day, and we will give you 30 people in case 10 people don't show up any day. Okay, so we assure you that you will always get 20 people working for you. Okay, and you would have to pay us for per hour. Okay, so that's how it works. They just pay you something, and they get paid a lot from these clients. So these are the service, these companies are providing service to other companies, and you are working for some other company. Okay, so it's kind of outsourcing. That's the major industry in India. Okay, so in US, when when you are out to find an engineer, so they are too costly. Okay, so most of the companies cannot even afford them. So they just come to India. So India has a huge service base. India actually does not have, because I think that is decreasing because of the number of increasing labor here. Okay, So that's the word Americans used for us for about 10 years, which we have to change, you guys have to change. And the second thing is product based. So product based, that this includes a lot of startups also. Okay, so product based is a company like Zomato. Zomato has a product. Zomato works for an ideology. Zomato works for a goal. Okay, so Zomato has a problem which these guys are trying to solve. Okay, so that is a product based companies. But now there is also a huge problem in this, product based companies. And that problem is because of our education system. So when we graduate out of college, we are no more a problem solvers. Most of us aren't. Okay, so we have the habit of following things. So now there is a culture in startups. I have worked. I have freelanced for quite a few startups, and I'm working in one. Okay, so there is a this environment where there is a document called PRD. Okay, so PRD has this, there would be written that this is a button which we need at this place. Okay, so as an engineer, you don't have to question anyone. Okay, you don't have to talk to them. So you would just write a code to place a button that side. Okay, so these are the followers. So these are the non-tinkerers, can be or can also be of two types. Okay, some good ones and some not so good ones. So good ones are those who know how to code. So they will land up in this product based followers, and not so good one who need to be trained. Okay, so they will land up in service based followers. So that's the thing. Are you clear now?
Yeah, we agree.
Sure. Okay. Now the thing which I think you guys are here for. Okay, and the thing which I would like you guys to see as, I would like you to see you as tinkerers. Okay, so tinkerers are the person who did not accept the word the way it was. Okay, so the tinkerers were who were not satisfied the things were working in this world. Okay, so tinkerers, which every engineering student is supposed to be. So you should be that tinkerer. So
बात भी कही.
the tech career path for you guys, which can be, okay. So be an innovator. Don't be a programmer. Okay. So how many guys are you here for to be a programmer? Can you raise hands? Okay, just one guy. What about others? What do you want to become?
Entrepreneur.
That's a good question. Answer. Not just programmer, entrepreneur. Good. Yep. So here is a problem that you don't have to become a. I think everyone must have heard of this thing, Chat GPT. So Chat GPT solved a question which I was not able to solve. Okay, it was a programming question, and it was a programming question of SDE3 level. So SDE3, you can imagine a person who has 5 years of experience in a good company. You might suppose in Google. Okay, so that's the level of SDE3, and a artificial intelligence just wrote a code of that level. So, do you guys think that programmers will last for long?
Yes.
Okay, how, Kanish? Can you explain that to me? If a AI code is writing your program, which you
Hmm.
are supposed to write, then
Yeah.
how a programmer last for long time?
Okay, so let me start with the for example, okay, you heard about oil engineers?
Yes.
Now, how many
So,
oil engineers are there in India?
huh. Let me just take a wild guess. About 15-20 lakhs. I'm not sure.
18, 18 engineers are only in India.
Okay,
Okay,
got it.
that's the number we are having in 1.4 40 CR
Okay, got it.
population. Okay, तो
Hmm.
अगर मैं उस हिसाब से देखूँ तो 18 तो मुट्ठी भर भी नहीं हुआ है. तो आपको नहीं लगता लाइक वो दे आर अर्निंग पर आवर बेसिस फॉर द कंसल्टेंसी पार्ट? Okay, if the programmer who made the chat GPT, the firm who made the chat GPT, the hour of data, data they are having right now. Okay, so when I was deeply thoroughly study about the chat GPT, so it
Okay.
was having last internet connection in 2021. ओके,
Okay.
तो
Good.
चैट जीपीटी को कभी भी आपको लग रहा है कि डायरेक्ट इंटरनेट कनेक्शन दिया जाएगा?
No, in future it is possible.
इट इज पॉसिबल, बट द थिंग इज चीजें बदल जाएंगी, ठीक है? ऐसा नहीं है कि सबकी जॉब चली जाएंगी, जो सॉलिड अपने फील्ड में, वो कंसल्टेंसी नहीं तो चैट जीपीटी एक छोटा सा इनिशिएटिव है
Hmm.
टूवर्ड द नेचुरल और लाइक ह्यूमन टेंडेंसी, जो आप लोग एआई की बात कर रहे हो उसके लिए, ठीक है?
I think what
सारे
he
लोग
I
नहीं
think
खोने
what I
खोने
think
वाले।
what he is trying to say कि जो he is trying to say about thinking and non-thinking part, who cannot figure out things, who cannot figure out
हम्म।
Okay.
things, तो वो नहीं टिक पाएंगे उसके सामने। अगर फिगर आउट करना
So,
आता है तो वो तो ऑब्वियसली नहीं है।
yes, Mukul. So that was a good point. Okay, so now let me just tell you my point of view. So in 1970s and 1980s, okay, our grandfathers or our parents traded time for money. Okay, now we are trading skill for money. Agreed. So at that time, there were vacancies where people have to take a notepad and paper and they have to calculate all those things by using pen and paper. Okay. So at that time came computer. Okay. So when computers came, there was a huge resistance against computers. Okay. So Rajiv Gandhi government was the first who brought computers into India. Okay. So there was a resistance against that. So at that point, everyone thought if a computer can work for around 10,000 of people, then 10,000 of people won't survive in the world. Okay. So, did they die or did they do something or just did they stop working anywhere? So, okay. So, what actually happened is that all those accountants who were using paper and pen, they started to learn how to use a computer. Okay. And now 10,000 people who were supposed to be out of industry, they were pushed into learning new things. Okay. They learned how to use computers and they were not out of they were not out of jobs, but they were producing a lot of values. So I am saying that programming as a field might not last forever, but problem solving as a skill that will take you very far. Okay, Ganesh, that is my point.
ओके, गॉट इट।
Okay, so the way you code, right now you are coding in Python. This might not be like this. Okay, so what you might be expected to do is that you might be expected. There would be a whole new field how to keep AIs in control. Okay, how to there would be new experts in field of cyber security. Okay, and there would be a field which will, once AI has peaked. Okay, so I'm a very strong believer that humans won't be defeated by any computer, and at any point of time. Okay, they are smart and they are supposed to be the superiors, at every time. So there would be a completely new field where we will have to work to for devolution of AI. Okay, so that's the thing I'm saying. Now coming to this point, that there were some innovators who have changed the way world works. Okay, so you guys must have used Linux, or in the college I think all our computers have Linux. So Linus Torvalds, I think he's Finnish. He lives in Finland. So what Finland government does, when you are graduate, you don't have to just hurry to get a job. Okay. So Finland government pays you, I think, some amount of money for about 3 years. That this is the money, take this money, and this is for your expenditure and your hobbies, and figure out your career, what you want to do. So this was the phase when Linus Torvalds actually he was just tinkering around. He was just playing with things, and I'm not even sure what he was trying to create, but actually he ended up making a kernel. Okay, so that's the kernel is the core thing in that operating system. So that's how Linux was built. Linux was actually a hobby project. Okay, and now another good thing, everyone has heard about Git. There's a thing called Git.
Yep.
Okay, so created by Linus Torvalds itself because he wanted to keep track of versions for when he was developing Linux. Okay, so that's what tinkerers do. Tinkerers just don't go with the flow how they are supposed to. They just make things worse, which end up in being something good. Okay, so second thing I wanted to discuss, what tinkerers do, the Slack story. So Slack is kind of a platform where even all the companies do to communicate in this work from home situation. Everyone needs a medium to communicate. So Slack is a platform. So actually, this was started as a gaming company. And now that game failed, and they actually had a platform which they created for themselves to communicate internally. And Slack is now a unicorn. Okay. And the third thing, the Instagram story. Anyone knows about how Instagram came into being, or
Just
what
sending
Instagram
pictures.
was originally?
Just sending pictures.
उससे भी थोड़ा वर्स था. Actually, Instagram was, I think, named Bourbon or something, and Instagram was a whiskey lovers. It was named Bourbon. Yes, exactly, Anshul. So Instagram was actually a bourbon company. So it was for whiskey lovers. So whiskey lovers, when they will go to some bar, they will just click photos, and they will add about that place and how the whiskey was. So that's what tinkerers do. Okay, so tinkerers just don't go with the flow. So that's a tech career where this tech career pushes you to create something. Okay, I would suggest you to create some things. I would suggest you to start side projects. Okay, and how to start, that we will come to shortly. Okay, so now second thing is everyone cannot create something. Okay, even I couldn't create something. I created a few things, but I could not bring them. I could not solve any particular problem with them. Now the second thing is, when a tinkerer cannot do anything on his own, so what they do is they join hands with others. Okay, so then they solve a problem. Now that's a career path, I think, which everyone in this world is capable of going towards. Okay, so there's Dr. K. I think his full name is Dr. Kailash Kamath. So Zerodha is the platform, I think some of you must have heard. Zerodha is the best Indian startup. So they haven't ever picked any funding till now. Okay, so they are completely bootstrapped. They are profitable. Okay, so Zerodha is really a good thing, but everyone praises how Zerodha has not picked up funding. But why didn't they have to pick funding? So there's this guy, his name is Dr. K. His short name is Dr. K, and his full name is Dr. Kailash Nath. So he's a good engineer. Okay, so he has a small team of around, I think, 50 people. Okay, so just with 50 people he has created this platform. So that's what a tinkerer's, this word actually, tinkerer, I think this is itself coined by this guy named Dr. Kailash. So he just now tinkered with DNS, and he received global praises about it. So he's a guy who used to just mess with things, how things work. He just used to change a little parts, and he used to make them better. Okay, so that's a guy. And other 350 tinkerers I would like to talk to you. 350 employees who joined Paytm at the early stage. So they became millionaire on the day of IPO of Paytm. Okay. So that's this second part. If actually you should aim for the first part where you have to create something in your engineering itself, or after your engineering. Be creators, be entrepreneurs. But even if you cannot do that, you guys, maybe it is Mukul and Kanish. If you guys individually cannot create something, join hands. Okay, create something good, solve problems for the society. So that's how it should work, and that worked well for these 350 millionaires. Okay, so now there's a main thing that okay, I'm saying that be a tinkerer, but how to learn as a tech tinkerer. So first thing, that don't just follow everything straight. So learn by exploring. So I started it with saying that don't use Windows, use Linux. So Linux, there's a good thing that Linux is not a stable thing. Okay, when you install something, you would find that we don't have this dependency. Okay, so this thing is not working. Then you get out, you go to Stack Overflow, you find the solutions. Okay, so Linux actually is open source. I think everyone knows about open source, right?
Yeah.
Hello. Yeah, so open source is the word actually you guys should be stepping in. So open source has a millions and even billion lines of code. Okay, so that's all for you to learn. Okay, so first thing, you guys should start to see how open source word works. Okay, and to do that, you guys should start using Linux instead of Windows. Okay, now, second thing, so learn to code. Sorry, guys. How many of you have started coding on your own, not the college part of code? Okay, that's one, two, three. Okay, quite a few of you are learning to code. So, which platform do you guys use to do that?
Usually Visual Studio.
No, not Visual Studio. So, what are you? What are you doing in that? I mean,
Okay, you are asking for the language.
no, no, no. I'm asking you. Are you creating? Are you solving some questions? And
Yeah, currently solving questions and when there come any hackathon or anything. So we make projects.
okay, okay, got it. And yeah, so anyone who is on GitHub and contributing on some projects?
Yeah, we did it in Hacktoberfest. And
Okay, so I think these are the two things. Let me share a short story about a guy. So this was a guy, and his resume came to me on LinkedIn. Okay, so he was from Rajasthan. So he was five-star coder from CodeChef. Okay, so that is kind of a cool thing when we talk about this. Okay, so this guy has solved around thousands of questions on CodeChef, and I interviewed him, and my interview was mostly focused on a DSA part and everything. So we hired him and we tried to train him for about 1 month. And our internship, when a college student comes to go commit in my organization, so we give them a 6 months of internship, but we don't expect that someone will spend their 6 months in learning or setting up their systems. Okay, so that guy wasn't able to complete his training in those 6 months. We usually have everyone who we hire, right, the right person just completes everything in 1 month and starts contributing on that. But he was a guy who just did a DSA. Okay, he did not create anything, he did not build anything. So that's a very big mistake which we can make actually, just doing DSA. So it's really good that you guys are learning by building some things, and I would really suggest solve problems. That is a very good thing to do, but please, please, please start contributing on open source. Okay, if you have that thing on your resume, you will surely stand apart from the crowd. You will surely get multiple folds of offers. So yeah. Now, third thing is creating right environment around you, and I see that you guys have created that already. This Abilify, these communities help really, really a lot. Okay, so are you guys going to GDG in meetups, not just in APS IT but outside the college?
yeah, we are.
Okay, and what about all these Facebooks and all, right? So these are some things. I think that you won't learn that much. First thing is. Second thing is that you actually make a good network there. Okay, so that's really a good thing. For creating environment around you. And yeah, so this thing I just talked about is DSA only culture creates mediocre engineers. Trust me, if you haven't created anything, if you don't have multiple projects under your belt, okay. So if you haven't tried to be a creator, you just have solved questions, then you cannot stand anywhere. in the crowd. Okay, and even if you get hired, you would be fired ASAP. Okay, so just do that. He wants a session for Abilify, how to get started with hacker rank. So I said that HackerRank is something which does not needs an introduction. That is easy to get started with, and when we do such sessions where we glorify how this DSA can take you places in your career, so that's actually bad thing. Uh, are you guys following these influencers on YouTube? So they go to Google or Facebook or any big companies, Fang or Mang, maybe, then they quit their job and they just start to coach people for interviews. You guys must be following, right?
Yes.
Yes. So are they
No.
creating good engineers? Are they talking about creating something? Are they talking about creating good companies? But they are glorifying, these companies, how to get into these companies. What about after you get into these companies? Do you think that culture is right? Yeah, exactly. So that's the thing, that don't just be a DSA guy. Build something, contribute to open source, build your side projects. And in those side projects, it would be really good if you try to solve small problems around you. You don't know how big they can go. Okay, you don't know how you pass out from this college. You don't know even if you would need to pass out from this college. Okay, so just a thing, there's this thumb rule that your aim is to be a problem solver. For current scenario, a problem solver needs to learn how to code. Okay, by code, you want to develop something, and to develop it better, okay, you need problem solving. So DSA might be a tool. You need to become a better developer, but just DSA, avoid that. Okay, so this is the last slide. So changes you can make. So first thing, I started my presentation by saying that teachers are outdated. They don't know things. Okay, so they won't teach you very basics of how computer works, how exactly computer works, what is the word of this computer, how networking works. Okay, so you have to learn all those things. I'm a strong advocate that you don't have to score very good in your exams, but actually, even if you are not able to write that thing down in your exam, but you should know exactly. No, you should know exactly. Don't complicate things. The first mistake we do is we actually think that okay, there's something called DNS, there is something called Kafka, or there is this C++, or okay, C++ is in our course, but there's something Java, and how Java works beneath those functions. That is something very complicated, and we should not touch this. But that's a non-tinkering ideology. Okay, go beneath, learn basics, how it works actually. Okay, so that's the thing where you should know. That creates a better developer. That's how you would be a good. That's how you can be good in your career. And second, DSA. I just told you about this, that DSA should be for becoming better developers, okay, not clearing interviews. Don't make this mistake. Most of you would make this mistake in third year. Most of you tend to make this a mistake for third year, that if you will solve 500 questions on lead code, you would clear any interview. Okay? A clearing interview is just the part, it's not your goal. It should not be your goal. Okay, so start doing DSA from now, but not for the goal that you have to clear some interviews. Okay. Now, third thing is hackathons are great. Don't leave hackathons anywhere they are happening. Okay. So hackathons actually, hackathons are great for landing job offers. When judges come and they see that you have solved the problems, the innovative guys, they are needed everywhere. So hackathons will get you the best jobs on the spot. Okay. And I'm not talking about the job security jobs. All the cool guys who are there, all the cool guys who are trying to create something, the innovating companies, that kind of companies you find in hackathon. Yeah, exactly, Ganesh. So hackathons, we already talked, and network. Network is also part. You will do networking well in meetups and hackathons. So that's a part. Yep. So that's it guys. इसके अलावा कुछ डिस्कस करना है क्या, या कोई भी पार्ट जो थोड़ा डिस्कस करना है? हेलो.
हाँ,
Okay. So that's it.
कोई डाउट है तो मैं पूछ सकता हूँ।
Okay.
कोई
Nothing.
डाउट नहीं।
ठीक है, सही है यार.
ठीक
ठीक है गाइस, फिर क्लोज करते हैं.
है, थैंक यू।
Okay. Bye bye guys. Do well. Okay. You can just ping me if anything for internships and all. No.
ओके, मैं आपका लिंक्डइन ड्रॉप कर दूंगा हमारे।
Okay. Yeah, it's everything. What my LinkedIn is. That's the every social media credential. Uh, Same. Okay.
बस तो
Bye guys.